Hey, bio students. Well, I hope you did well on yesterday's assignment on monohybrid crosses starting out. All right. So today, here's what we're going to do. A couple things. One, I'm going to give you some feedback on that worksheet so you can kind of check and see how well you're coming up with the problems. I'm not going to give you everything that I need to see on your worksheet, but I'm at least going to give you what the parents are going to look like and what kind of answers you should be getting. But you still have to show me all the work. You have to show me the Punnett square, you have to show me the geno and phenotypic ratios, and then you have to come out with the right answer. But I at least want you to see what the answer is supposed to be. That way you can kind of track how well you're kind of grasping this, okay? All right, so we're going to do that first. Secondly, we're going to get into what's called codominance or incomplete dominance. All right, we're going to do some monohybrid crosses with incomplete dominance. All right, so I'm going to turn this camera down and we are going to get to work. All right, okay. I can probably get a little closer to the paper, might help. We'll see how that works. All right. Good old-fashioned Dr. Pepper. Okay. First things first. Here's what you should be coming up on this worksheet number 1. Okay. Worksheet number 1. Let's see something here. All right. So for worksheet number 1. This is what your parents should like, homozygous recessive, heterozygous, and this is what you should be coming up with your answer. Here's number 2, heterozygous, homozygous recessive. That's the answer you should be coming up with. Number 3 asks for everything. Then you got number 4, number 5, number 6. All right, so I've listed the parents that you should have here. And then over here, I've listed kind of what the answer to the question is, all right? This is not all that you need to have on your worksheet. This is just I'm just showing you what you should have for your parents and then what you should be coming up with your answer. There's a lot of information you're going to have to show me on your sheet. I just wanted you to have something that you can kind of check and verify that you're doing it right, okay? So pause the video, get your worksheet out, and check to see that you're doing okay on worksheet number 1, all right? Okay, that's out. All right, so I gave you a copy of notes that you can look at. You're free to welcome along, but I'm just going to kind of explain what codominance is. So Mendel's principle of dominant recessive means that one trait hides another. And so, our example is always when we had something like this, it would be tall because this one would be hidden by this one. So what we're going to do on codominance is there's no more dominant and there's no more recessive. It's an incomplete dominant or it is a codominance. Now, your textbook likes to try and say that these are two different terms, but they're not. All right, don't fall for that crap. These mean the same thing. All right, codominant, incomplete dominant, they mean the same thing. So let me kind of go through an example of what I'm talking about. So if we were talking about flower color, and this is pretty common in flower color, and we would have something like red and white, okay? And then for red, we'll just choose a letter. We'll choose R. And for white, I actually choose a different letter, and I'll explain why that is. And then there would be a third possibility because in incomplete dominance, there is the possibility of having a third phenotype, whereas up here we would either be tall or short. We wouldn't have anything in between. But with this one, we have red, white, and we have pink, which is one of each. So we would normally call this like a heterozygous, and we would say things like homozygous, dominant, or recessive, but there is no such thing as dominant. There is no such thing as recessive. So here's what you should notice. 1, I'm writing all capitals all the time because everything is equally dominant. Secondly, I choose a different letter for the other trait that is homozygous. And that way, when I have one of each, it's something in between. Right? It's a mixture of these two. And that happens a lot in flower color. Now, something I do that is different from your textbook is and I started doing this in college, I actually pick my own letters differently. All right, here's what your textbook wants you to do. Your textbook wants you to do something like this: R, and then R with a mark, and R with a mark, and then R, and then R with a mark. And what I think is, I think these marks are easy to lose track of, so I don't like that. So what I do is I just pick a completely different letter. Okay? So we're going to do some monohybrid crosses here just as examples. So let's just do a couple quick examples. Let's do let's cross a red flower, and let's just cross a white flower. All right? So red is going to be 2 R's, has to be, and white's going to be 2 W's. And then we're going to fill out, I'm trying to keep this on here, we're going to fill out a Punnett square. All right? Going to segregate an RR and a WW, and then we're going to fill these boxes out. R's get dropped in, W's get pushed across. We have something that looks like this. Geno, it looks like we have RW, all of them are that. And then phenotype, it looks like they're all pink. So pink, every one of them, 100%. All right. So let's do another example. Let's do red, and let's cross that one with a pink. Let's see what chances we get. Okay. So we got red and pink. So we're going to do red is going to be RR and pink's going to be RW. So let's split those up, and then let's fill these boxes in. Make sure you fill them in right. Now we're going to read off our Geno. Looks like we got RR 50% of the time. We got RW 50% of the time. I'm going to put pheno over here. And it looks like I have red at 50%, and I got pink at 50%. 2 out of 4, 2 out of 4. Okay, let's do one more. Let's do one more here. I'm kind of running out of room, but I'm going to squeeze it in here. Let's cross pink with pink. All right, so we're going to have what we're going to have with pink is we're going to have RW crossed with RW, and then I'm going to get my Punnett square down here. We're going to separate these, and I'm going to fill these in. Sorry, I'm kind of running out of room, and this is getting a little sloppy down here. Let's keep this up. All right, let's read our Geno off. Looks like we have RR is 25% of the time. RW is 50% of the time. And WW is 25% of the time. 1 out of 4, 2 out of 4, and 1 out of 4. Let's read our phenos off. Red is 25%. Pink is 50%. And white is 25%. Red, pink, white. Now, if you'll notice, if I can just kind of show the whole worksheet here all at once. If you'll notice, when you have a strict codominant problem, like there is no dominant recessive anywhere, it is strictly codominant, red, white, pink. There's no dominant recessive mixed in here. Notice that your Geno and your phenos are the same every time. 4 out of 400, 50-50, 50-50, 25-50, 25, 25-50, 25. Your Genos and your phenos are going to match. All right? So that's roughly how you do codominance. All right? Choose different letters and fill them out. Read these Punnett squares and know that you have a third possibility. All right? So let me go through a little couple more examples here. I'll flip this over. All right, let's do cats. All right, and let's do we got cats with a long tail We will call that an L. And we have cats with a short tail. We'll call that S. And then we have a codominance of medium, right? So that would be one of each. All right. So in this case, let's ask this: what is the chance of a cat with a short tail from two parents who have medium tails? All right. So here's what we're going to do. Let's get the parents first. We're going to use these letters. So the parents have medium tails, so we would go, the parents are L, S, and L, S. All right, so let's set a Punnett square up here real quick. We're going to split one parent up here, one parent up here. Going to fill these things out. Geno, we're just going to go ahead and read that. Looks like we got LL, which is 25%. We got LS, which is 50%. And we got, oh, I messed up. Check that out. Oh, man, you got to watch out. That should be SS. 25%. Oh, man, if I can do it, you can do it. Watch out. All right, so phenotype, that would be LL, has to be long. And that is 25%, 1 out of 4. And then we have these two, 2 out of 4. That's going to be medium. That's 50%, 2 out of 4. And then we have 1 out of 4. That's going to be short, SS, 25%. What is the chance of getting a cat with a short tail? Bam. Right? Okay, let's do one more example and then we'll call it good, and I'll let you guys start messing with your worksheet, okay? Last example that we want to run through is, let's run through dragonflies. Oh, that's goofed up on spelling. All right, dragonflies, and let's go with their eyes. All right, dragonfly eyes, they can be yellow. We'll call that Y. And they can be blue. And obviously we're going to call that B. Or they can be green, which is an expression of a codominance. Okay. All right. So let's put a question. What is the chance of getting blue eyes from green and yellow-eyed dragonflies? So what's the chance of getting blue eyes from green and yellow-eyed dragonflies? So one parent's green and one parent is yellow. All right? Okay, so first things first, parents. Green. Green's a codominance, which means it has to have one of each. So it doesn't matter how you can put BY or YB. It doesn't really matter. So we'll just keep with what we have here. So that would be green. Yellow is going to be all one. So that. All right, let's set up a Punnett square here. The squares are getting progressively worse. So we'll split one parent up and one parent up, and then we're going to fill out. Make sure I did that right. All right, Geno, let's read this off real quick. We got YY, 25%. No, 50%. Got to catch yourself. 2 out of 4. And then we got YB, and this is also going to be 50%. Let's get our pheno out here. That YY, that's yellow, 50%, and YB is green at 50%, and we're done. Except let's answer the question. What's the chance of getting blue eyes? Blue? 0. There is no blue. Alright? Okay. Back to me. Are you there? So hey, that's how I quickly ran through some codominants. Now I left you a worksheet. Alright, so on a separate sheet of paper, work through your codominant problems. Alright? And hope to see you guys soon sometime. 10 to 12 tomorrow. If you need some assistance, just shoot me an email. I'm answering quite a few of them, so if it's a while before I get to yours, that's probably why. Okay? Alright. Hey, you guys take care. It's going to be flipping cold this weekend. Do not be stupid and go outside in shorts and a t-shirt. Not smart. Not smart. Alright? You know which class members I'm talking about that go outside. Alright? And they are not dressed properly. Bundle up, kids. Alright? Hey, this is Foster. Take care.